Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 26 of albums that are 50 years old. In 2021, of course, we're looking at the birthday boys and girls from 1971. A great, spectacular, classic year in the history of rock and roll. So many outstanding releases from that year. So many legendary albums from legendary bands. We've done this all throughout the month of February. Today's number 26. We get 2 more days, and then that's it till next January when we tackle 1972, right? So here is an album that I love a lot. Arguably one of the 2 or 3 greatest albums from this band, I think. You think when I usually talk about this band, or more importantly, this singer, as we've come to know over the years, this is one of the gems in the catalog, released November 27th, 1971, recorded at RCA Studios in Chicago, Illinois, released on the Warner Brothers label, produced by none other than Bob Ezrin. How about a little killer from the Alice Cooper Group? Sydney Taylor, you're watching? I know you love this album. Yeah, I mean, this is just a spectacular album that, you know, really cemented the whole kind of like gothic hard rock, the kind of gloomy nature of this band, that they, you know, moved from that early psychedelic band into this powerhouse, this, you know, garage band that embraced their gothic nature, and, you know, a lot of these kind of spooky and ominous lyrics and songs and great anthemic rock tunes. Just so much to love in this catalog, and especially on some of these early albums. So here you got a nice mix of, you know, sort of hits as well as like concert favorites, right? And there's a reason why this album did so well. So, you know, Under My Wheels kicks it off. Fantastic, good, up-tempo rock song. You know, Be My Lover, another real catchy hard rock track. Then, of course, the immense, irresistible Halo of Flies, the gorgeous Desperado. I mean, the vocals in that, the melodies, amazing. You Drive Me Nervous, another good up-tempo rock song. The Fun, Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. All right, the lurid, creepy, awesome Dead Babies. And then, of course, the unforgettable title track, Killer, to back in the album. What a great album. What a great album. I mean, for me, it's a top 3. I mean, there's usually 3 albums that when I think of Alice Cooper, that are automatically at the top of the list. Billion Dollar Babies, this one, and Love It to Death. I mean, for me, it's those, and I love Welcome to My Nightmare. I love a bunch of the other albums, but it's those 3 for me. School Days 2 is another one, but it's those 3. This one, Love It to Death, and Billion Dollar Babies, that are always at the top of the list. Just can't get enough of any of them. So that is my first pick of the day, okay, from 1971. Of course, we do honorable mentions every day, right? So I've got a good one for my honorable mention from this particular year. Turned 50 years old, released in April of 1971, recorded at the record plant in Los Angeles, California, as well as the Cleveland Recording Company in Cleveland, Ohio, as well as the Hit Factory in New York City, right? Produced by Bill Schmick. I believe that's how he always says his name. Very famous producer, who of course worked with the Eagles quite a bit, as well as their guitar player and vocalist Joe Walsh. I'm talking about James Gang Thirds, released on ABC Records. This, of course, would be the final studio album with Mr. Walsh on the guitar and the vocals. Of course, he would go on to a solo career, as well as eventually join up with the Eagles, who we talked about before. But a great album. Again, this album is a bit of a departure. You know, the first album is kind of rambling, bluesy, right, heavy. The second album sees, you know, some really good hard rock stuff, but a little bit of the country rock mixed in. We kind of see that a little bit here as well. You got a couple heavy rockers, but mixed with some more of that kind of country rock, you know, roots rock type of thing, that bluesy style that the band did so well together. Walk Away, of course, kicks it off, and that is the big, you know, heavy rock track on here. You got all sorts of other good stuff in here. You got Ya Dig, you got Things I Could Be, The lovely Dreaming in the Country. It's All the Same, the really textured Midnight Man, that great vocal harmony in that. And again, that song is indicative of kind of the direction that Walsh would go in on some of his solo albums. Certainly the type of stuff that the Eagles were doing at the time, maybe the Flying Burrito Brothers, right? You got the wonderful song Again, you got White Man, Black Man, and the Good Rocker on the album, and Live My Life Again. A lot of really good textures here on this particular album. I just want to see if I got any interesting pictures of the demo. There we go. Good album. Good guitar playing. Great rhythms, from, of course, the staples of the band, Jim Fox and Dale Peters. It's just another strong album. I mean, those first 3 James Gang albums are legendary. I even like all the other ones. I love the Tommy Bolin era ones. I like the Dominic Troian albums as well. I think that the James Gang had a pretty strong catalog. Unfortunately for many people, kind of once Joe left, people, kind of stopped listening to them, to an extent that the Tommy Bolin albums did fairly well. But all the other ones were pretty much ignored. And, you go back and you listen to that catalog, pretty solid. But of course, the first 3 are that's the cream of the crop, obviously. But don't discount the 2 Tommy Bolin albums. They're great too. But it's all about thirds today. So that's my honorable mention. And of course, Killer from Alice Cooper. The Alice Cooper group is my main pick. So we've got 2 more days. I've got 4 more selections for you to finish up the month and pay tribute and wish a happy birthday to some of these classic albums from 1971. So in the comments below, list your pick and your honorable mention. We got 2 more days to do this, so which we'll do tomorrow morning and Sunday morning. And visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course. We're here on YouTube all the damn time. We'll see you later on tomorrow. Like I said, over the weekend, we got some stuff happening over the weekend. Otherwise, we're going to kind of quietly finish out the month of February. We got another Monsters Den episode happening for you on Sunday, which is going to be just kind of our picks of the week. So Rich and Chris and I will just be throwing out some cool horror flicks that we've been watching over the last couple of weeks that don't necessarily pertain to some of the shows we've been doing, right? So that's happening on Sunday. I've got a cool little interview segment coming up this weekend with a pretty notable album cover art designer. So that's happening this weekend as well. And all-star stuff happening next week as we move into March. Of course, we are starting on Monday morning with the Dream Set List daily show, which will be happening each and every day of March. So that's coming up as well. Also, stay tuned for a very cool show that Martin Popoff and I have done for you. That is part 2 of our look at mega album follow-up letdowns. So part 2 of that. So that's coming up right after this one. So stay tuned. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.